Have you ever wondered what life was truly like for a regular person in ancient Rome? Not the emperors, not the battles, but the quiet streets, the early morning routines, and the simple daily rituals that shaped everyday life. Tonight, we'll walk through those streets together, step by step, in a calm, soothing journey through history. So, find a comfortable place, maybe lie down on your bed, pull a soft blanket around you, and let yourself sink gently into a calm state. Take a slow, deep breath in and slowly let it out. Imagine the soft light of dawn filtering through the narrow streets of Rome, casting long, warm shadows over stone buildings and cobblestone paths. The air is cool, just slightly crisp, carrying the faint scent of bread baking in small ovens, mingled with the earthy aroma of clay and fresh morning dew. Now let's step softly into this world. Picture a modest Roman neighborhood where the sounds are quiet and rhythmic, footsteps echo lightly on stone, distant voices murmur in conversation, and the occasional clatter of a cart moving through the streets. The city is just waking up. Shopkeepers gently lift shutters and sweep the dust from their doorways. Children wander sleepily, perhaps on their way to help their families in small chores. The city is alive, yet calm, almost like a gentle heartbeat that matches your own. In these early hours, daily life begins slowly, methodically. A common Roman might rise just before sunrise, stretching limbs stiff from sleep and preparing for the day ahead. Water is drawn from nearby fountains or wells, the cool liquid refreshing the face and hands. Hair is combed or tied, simple garments adjusted. Many wore tunics made of wool or linen, soft against the skin, suitable for the warmth of day and the cool of morning. Shoes or sandals are carefully strapped, and small personal belongings are gathered for the day's errands or work. Everything is simple, intentional, and measured, like the pace of life itself. As we wander further, notice the architecture. The stone houses with small courtyards, the wooden doors that open onto narrow alleyways, and the occasional balcony overlooking the streets. The walls are plain, practical, yet sturdy, designed to last through countless seasons. Tiny gardens, sometimes with herbs and vegetables, are tucked into every available space, offering both sustenance and a touch of color in an otherwise muted world. Even the rooftops, gently sloping and covered with terracotta tiles, seem to watch over the streets, quietly protecting the inhabitants below. Food begins to play its subtle role in the day. In small kitchens, fires are lit carefully, and bread dough may be prepared, kneaded with hands that have grown used to the rhythm of work and routine. Olives, fruits, and grains are arranged neatly on tables or in baskets, their scents gentle but unmistakable. Perhaps a neighbor walks by carrying a small bundle of herbs or a jug of water, moving with ease and familiarity. Life here is repetitive, calm and measured, a soft, almost hypnotic rhythm that makes the heart slow and the mind settle. As morning turns to late morning, the streets fill gradually with quiet activity. Artisans open their shops, working with clay, wood, or metal. The subtle clink of tools against materials creates a background melody, steady and comforting. Farmers carry their goods to market, not rushing, but pacing themselves with care, aware of the long day ahead. Each step, each movement feels purposeful, yet gentle. There is a sense of community here, woven into every interaction, every gesture. Notice the children again, now awake and playing softly in the courtyards or along the streets. They might chase small wooden toys or run lightly in games taught by older siblings. Their laughter is quiet, not raucous, blending seamlessly with the gentle hum of daily life. Dogs wander lazily alongside, tails wagging slowly, adding another layer of calm to this peaceful morning scene. Even the occasional bird, perched on a rooftop, calls softly, a reminder of the natural world that thrives quietly alongside human activity. Moving toward the city center, one can see the public spaces where life unfolds at a gentle pace. The Forum, though a hub of commerce and social interaction, is quiet in these early hours. Merchants display goods in modest stalls, pottery, fabrics, small trinkets. The aroma of freshly baked bread mingles with the soft scent of flowers growing in planters and gardens. People nod politely to one another, exchanging brief words, forming connections that are subtle, understated, yet meaningful. Even these small interactions contribute to the sense of calm, order, and continuity that defines the daily life of the city. As the sun rises higher, casting a warm, golden glow across the rooftops and streets, notice how the city seems to breathe in harmony with its inhabitants. Each stone, each wooden beam, each small detail contributes to an intricate, soothing rhythm. You, as a listener, are part of this rhythm now. Your breathing matches the gentle pace of life around you. Your mind, soft and unhurried, begins to drift along the contours of this ancient world, absorbing the simple, repetitive patterns of daily life. Let us pause for a moment to imagine the sounds more fully. Footsteps on cobblestone, the faint murmur of voices, the soft creaking of wooden shutters opening, the distant clang of a smith's hammer, all combine into a gentle, ambient melody. There is no urgency here, no sudden interruptions. Each sound, each movement is measured and deliberate, designed to create a steady, comforting background for your relaxation. Let the mind absorb these details slowly, letting tension and stress melt away with each imagined step. And now, take another slow breath in and gently let it out. Feel the calm of this city, this time, this life seep into your thoughts. Know that as we continue our journey through ancient Rome, through the eyes of a regular citizen, you are safe, warm, and gently guided by history itself. The streets, the homes, the markets, and the people all exist for this slow, meditative experience, a space where curiosity, relaxation, and sleep coexist in harmony. Before we continue our journey, take a slow, deep breath in and gently let it out. Feel your body relax further as we step softly into the world of ancient Rome, long before the city bustled with trade, ceremonies, and busy streets. Tonight, we are not focused on emperors or grand battles. Instead, we follow the quiet rhythm of everyday life, where the story begins in small neighborhoods and humble homes. Picture the earliest days of this vast civilization. Rome did not appear all at once, nor did it emerge as a grand empire overnight. It grew slowly along the banks of the Tiber River, in an area of fertile land surrounded by gentle hills. Imagine the first settlers, simple families who came together, drawn by the richness of the soil and the soft flowing river. They built small huts of clay and wood, thatched with reeds, modest yet sturdy, standing in clusters along narrow paths. Life here was simple, measured, and very much in tune with the natural world. The people of these early settlements were farmers, herders, and artisans. Each day was structured around the rising and setting of the sun. Early mornings were spent tending small gardens, feeding animals, and repairing the simple tools that made life easier. Children awoke to the soft sounds of the river, birdsong, and the gentle clatter of wooden buckets being carried to collect water. Every sound, every gesture was slow and purposeful. Even as the world around them began to stir, there was a sense of calm and continuity, as though the rhythm of life itself was guiding their hands and feet. As generations passed, these small clusters grew into neighborhoods. Families formed tight bonds, often living close to relatives, neighbors, and friends. They shared food, stories, and labor, creating a quiet sense of community that was both comforting and protective. Imagine the smell of baking bread from a neighbor's hearth, mixing with the earthy scent of damp soil and fresh herbs growing in tiny gardens. Every morning, smoke would curl lazily from clay chimneys, signaling the start of another measured day. The people of early Rome were careful observers of the natural world. They planted crops according to the seasons, raised livestock with patience, and celebrated small rituals connected to the earth, water, and sky. Perhaps a family offered a tiny blessing at the hearth before breakfast, or left a small token near the river to honor the life-giving water. These rituals were quiet, unobtrusive, yet deeply meaningful, offering structure and comfort to daily life. As settlements expanded, small paths and roads formed naturally, worn smooth by countless footsteps. Traders and wanderers passed through occasionally, bringing simple goods, seeds, or stories from neighboring lands. Though the traffic was light, each arrival brought a quiet excitement, a reminder that the world beyond their hills was vast and filled with possibilities. Imagine standing at the edge of one of these early streets, feeling the warm sun on your face, listening to a faint conversation in the distance, smelling the soft aroma of cooked grains, and knowing that life is steady, unhurried, and calm. Early governance began slowly, almost imperceptibly. Decisions about water usage, land division, and trade were made collectively, often in small gatherings of elders or respected members of the community. There was no rush, no urgency. Even disagreements were handled with patience, as people valued harmony and the continuity of daily life above all else. This gentle, ordered structure allowed the settlement to grow safely and steadily, laying the foundation for the larger city that would come centuries later. Imagine a typical day in this early Rome. The sun rises over gentle hills, spilling golden light across the small clay huts. A woman draws water from the river, her movements calm and practiced. Children chase each other slowly across the soft earth, their laughter quiet and rhythmic. A man tends a small flock of sheep nearby, humming softly to himself. Even the birds in the trees seem to move in time with the gentle cadence of life. Every action, every sound, is part of a continuous, soothing rhythm. Over time, these settlements began to form larger communities, connected by slightly wider paths and simple wooden bridges across streams. Families traded goods and knowledge, sharing seeds, clay, and tools. Storytelling became an essential part of life. Elders and parents would speak softly to children, recounting tales of ancestors, of small victories and daily routines, instilling both knowledge and a sense of belonging. These stories were not loud or dramatic. They were calm, repetitive, and comforting, a gentle lullaby of memory and tradition. As Rome slowly grew from these modest beginnings, the foundations of a unique culture emerged. Customs, social practices, and small ceremonies were passed down from generation to generation, each one reinforcing a quiet stability that allowed the city to flourish naturally. Imagine observing a family preparing for a festival, arranging herbs, small tokens, or decorations carefully, moving deliberately and peacefully. The purpose was not spectacle, but gentle celebration of life and continuity, providing rhythm and calm for the community. By midday, the city would be quietly alive. People moved with purpose, but never in a rush, aware of their neighbors, of their surroundings, and of the unhurried flow of time. Trade occurred in soft tones, words were measured and careful. Work continued steadily, whether it was tending animals, weaving, shaping clay, or crafting simple tools. Life was simple, repetitive, and comforting in its predictability, a slow, gentle pattern that helped every resident feel grounded and safe. And as the afternoon sun began its gentle descent, families gathered briefly for meals or rest. Imagine small tables in shaded courtyards, bread shared among siblings, water drawn from nearby fountains, and soft conversations in calm, measured tones. The sense of community and rhythm was palpable. Even as hours passed, there was no rush, no anxiety. Every moment contributed to the gentle continuity of life. Take a slow, deep breath in and exhale softly. Feel the quiet streets, the simple homes, and the gentle routines of this ancient civilization surrounding you. You are now part of this world, walking alongside the early Romans, moving in harmony with the soft cadence of daily life. Every sound, every step, every small detail is a thread in the soothing tapestry of their existence. As the sun rises gently over the hills surrounding Rome, the city begins to awaken in its soft, unhurried rhythm. Streets that were quiet just a few hours ago now carry a gentle hum of movement. Imagine the small courtyards and narrow lanes filling slowly with the soft footsteps of early risers, their motions calm, deliberate, and soothing. Every step, every action moves in harmony with the rhythm of the city, creating a peaceful cadence that invites you to relax and drift gently along. The day often begins with the simplest of tasks. A family draws water from the nearby fountain or well, the cool liquid refreshing the face and hands. The sound of water dripping into clay pots and the soft scraping of buckets against stone create a gentle melody, steady and reassuring. Children might help by carrying small vessels, their movements slow and careful as laughter and quiet chatter drift across the streets. Each action is purposeful, yet calm, almost meditative in nature. In kitchens, soft fires are kindled to prepare morning meals. The aroma of baking bread slowly fills the air, mingling with the earthy scent of herbs and freshly turned soil from nearby gardens. Hands knead dough gently, working it with practiced ease. Women and men alike move deliberately, their gestures unhurried, reflecting the measured pace of life. Even the tools, wooden spoons, clay pots, simple knives, are handled with care, creating quiet sounds that form a gentle, repetitive background rhythm. As the streets begin to fill, the marketplace slowly comes to life. Merchants arrange goods carefully, not rushing, placing fruits, vegetables, and pottery in neat, organized displays. Imagine the muted colors of fresh produce blending with the soft, warm tones of clay jars and baskets. Shoppers, neighbors, and traders exchange greetings in soft, friendly voices, their conversations low and rhythmic, almost like whispers carried on the gentle morning breeze. Each interaction, calm and respectful, reinforces the quiet social fabric of the city. Daily work is the backbone of this life, and each task is performed with attention and care. Farmers lead small flocks through fields just beyond the city, moving slowly to graze the animals, while the sun casts a warm, golden light across the landscape. Artisans sit in small workshops, shaping clay into pots, carving simple wooden tools, or weaving threads into cloth. The rhythmic tapping of a hammer or the soft turning of a loom provides a gentle soundtrack to the day, blending seamlessly with the quiet hum of voices and the occasional bird in the trees. Clothing is simple and practical. Most people wear tunics of soft wool or linen, tied at the waist with belts or sashes. Sandals or bare feet touch the cobblestones lightly. Children play quietly near doorways or courtyards, while elders go about their tasks, supervising gently, ensuring that every action flows with calm order. Even the minor noises, the rustling of fabric, the soft scuff of leather soles, add to the meditative ambiance of the morning. As we continue to observe, notice how the rhythm of daily life balances work with small moments of pause. Someone stops to adjust a basket. A child pauses to watch a butterfly. A neighbor nods and smiles quietly. These little pauses, these gentle interludes, create a soothing cadence that makes every action feel deliberate, measured, and peaceful. The city does not rush, it flows naturally, in tune with the light of day and the calm of its inhabitants. The aroma of cooking extends beyond kitchens. Families gather briefly to enjoy small meals, bread, olives, cheese, and fruit. Conversations are soft, gentle, often revolving around simple observations or plans for the day. Meals are not hurried, they are savored, shared slowly, offering a moment of warmth and connection. The sun continues its slow climb, bathing streets, courtyards, and workshops in soft amber light, enhancing the sense of calm and continuity. Markets, though modest, offer a gentle variety. Small traders display woven baskets, clay pots, and handcrafted tools. Each item is arranged carefully, not to impress, but to serve. Buyers move slowly, examining goods with calm attention, their interactions polite and measured. Even haggling is quiet, respectful, almost like a soft exchange of rhythms between seller and buyer. The city is alive, yet in a measured, unhurried way, encouraging the mind to relax and drift along with it. At mid-morning, some begin tending gardens or small fields, carefully planting seeds or pruning herbs. Others work on repairs, mending a clay roof tile, weaving a basket, or sharpening simple tools. Every movement is rhythmic, repeated, and soothing, providing a subtle, meditative background. For a listener like you, absorbing these small, calm details, the brain begins to slow, muscles relax, and thoughts drift gently like leaves floating on a calm stream. By late morning, the streets are quiet again in some areas as people retreat to homes or workshops. The sun reaches its highest point, casting warm, soft light over stone and clay. Imagine a family pausing for a small rest, the hum of daily activity still present but muted. Perhaps someone hums quietly while weaving or shaping clay, where the faint clatter of tools marks a gentle rhythm in the distance. Each sound, each small gesture becomes part of the calming tapestry we are observing together. And now, take another slow breath in and let it out softly. Feel the gentle motions of this early morning, the steady heartbeat of daily life in ancient Rome. You are walking beside these people, not as a visitor, but as a quiet companion, absorbing the small, repetitive patterns that create the calming structure of their day. The streets, workshops, gardens, and homes all move in harmony with a slow, measured cadence, inviting you to sink deeper into relaxation. As the sun begins its gentle descent, casting a warm golden glow across the rooftops of Rome, the city slows down in harmony with the rhythm of the day. The early bustle of streets and workshops softens, giving way to a quieter, more intimate pace. Now is the time when families gather, chores wind down, and small rituals of home and hearth take center stage. Take a slow breath in and let it out gently, sinking deeper into this calm world as we follow the gentle unfolding of evening life. In modest homes, doors open quietly to welcome returning family members. The soft footsteps of children, tired but content, echo across stone floors and clay courtyards. Parents, having completed morning and afternoon tasks, move deliberately to prepare a simple evening meal. The scent of fresh bread, stewed legumes, and roasted vegetables begins to mingle with the earthy aroma of the city, creating a comforting, homely atmosphere. Listen to the subtle sounds, the gentle scraping of a wooden spoon against a clay pot, the quiet rustle of woven cloth, and the soft murmur of conversation as the household comes together. Meals are shared slowly and calmly. Families sit on low benches or mats, arranging food with care, cutting bread into small pieces, offering olives or fruit to children. Conversations are quiet, repetitive, and comforting, often revolving around daily routines, small observations, or gentle storytelling. There is no rush here. Each bite, each word, each movement contributes to a measured rhythm that soothes both body and mind. Imagine the warm glow of the hearth flickering softly on the faces of those gathered, casting long, gentle shadows that add to the calming ambiance. Children play quietly while adults work or converse. Perhaps they roll clay balls, chase small wooden toys, or practice simple songs passed down by parents and elders. Their movements are slow, measured, and rhythmic, harmonizing with the soft murmur of the household. The sounds of laughter, soft and melodic, mix with the occasional scraping of a chair or the clinking of a bowl, forming a gentle melody that fills the home without ever startling or disturbing. As evening progresses, families engage in personal rituals that connect them to their daily lives and heritage. Some sweep their courtyards, arranging small gardens or potted plants with care. Others may light small oil lamps or candles, placing them strategically around the room to cast a soft, warm light.
Perhaps a parent quietly tells a tale of ancestors, emphasizing simple lessons, small acts of kindness, or the beauty of the natural world. These stories are slow, rhythmic, and soothing, almost like a lullaby, helping children and adults alike to feel connected and secure.
In neighboring homes, similar scenes unfold. The faint smell of roasted grain, the soft clatter of cooking utensils, and the muted chatter of households combine to form a gentle city-wide hum. Courtyards and streets are no longer filled with the bustle of the day, but with calm, measured steps. Travelers returning from nearby fields or markets walk slowly, nodding softly to neighbors, their voices low and respectful. Even the occasional animal, dogs lying in shaded corners or goats being guided home, moves in sync with the serene rhythm of the evening. Some families pause to reflect quietly on the day. Perhaps a parent watches the last rays of sunlight fall across the city walls, thinking of the small accomplishments and routines of the day. Children, tired and content, prepare to rest, their movements slow and deliberate. The gentle murmur of the household continues like a soft, comforting wave, encouraging the mind to relax and the body to unwind. This calm repetition, the rhythm of ordinary life, is exactly what makes this world so soothing to imagine and drift along with. As darkness slowly approaches, lamps and fires provide a warm, steady glow. Shadows stretch long and gentle across walls, and the city is bathed in a soft amber light. Even in the quiet streets, small sounds continue. The distant creak of a shutter, the soft chatter of neighbors, the occasional clatter of a cart returning home. Each of these sounds is subtle and measured, contributing to the immersive, calming atmosphere of evening in ancient Rome. Take another slow, deep breath. Feel the warmth of the homes, the soft glow of the lamps, the gentle rhythm of the streets, and the quiet laughter and movement of families. Your mind follows the slow cadence of life, absorbing the comfort of simple routines, the intimacy of home, and the security of community. You are part of this calm world now, walking softly through streets and courtyards alongside families who lived long ago. Religion, beliefs, and community rituals. As the evening deepens and the golden light fades from the rooftops, the people of Rome often turn their attention towards small rituals and personal acts of devotion. Religion in everyday life was never loud or dramatic for the common citizen. It was soft, measured, and woven into the rhythm of daily routines. Take a slow, deep breath and let your mind settle into the gentle cadence of this ancient world as we quietly explore these practices. Many families maintained small shrines within their homes, often in a quiet corner of the main room or a modest alcove. Imagine the soft glow of an oil lamp illuminating tiny figurines of household gods known as Lares and Penates. These were silent guardians of the home, symbols of protection, prosperity, and family well-being. Each morning or evening, a member of the household might place a small offering of food, a few grains of wheat, or a pinch of incense, performed in a slow, deliberate motion. The soft rustle of clothing, the gentle clink of pottery, and the faint aroma of incense combine to form a calming, almost hypnotic atmosphere. In addition to these private rituals, the neighborhood often gathered for communal acts of devotion. Small altars in courtyards or public spaces would serve as points for quiet reflection, prayers, or simple offerings. Residents would move slowly, paying respectful attention to neighbors, softly exchanging nods and greetings. Festivals and religious observances were gentle affairs for ordinary citizens, often revolving around planting and harvest cycles, the phases of the moon, or honoring local deities. Imagine the soft rhythm of footsteps on cobblestones, the low murmur of chants or prayers, and the occasional tinkling of small bells, all blending into the ambient sounds of daily life. The Romans believed that their well-being depended on maintaining harmony with the gods, nature, and community. Small, repeated acts, lighting a candle, pouring a little wine, or placing a flower by a shrine, were ways to keep this balance. For a listener like you, these rituals are calming to imagine. Each motion, each small act of devotion is deliberate, rhythmic, and soothing, helping the mind drift gently toward relaxation. Beyond the home, larger temples existed, often at the edges of the city or near public squares. While the grand temples were places of worship for significant ceremonies, ordinary citizens occasionally visited to offer small prayers or to observe silent rituals. Imagine walking quietly along a sun-dappled path leading to a temple, hearing the soft echo of voices far off in the inner halls, the muted footfalls of priests moving with care and deliberation. Nothing startles the senses. All movements are slow and measured, a calm harmony of human presence and sacred space. Even the smallest celebrations were performed in a gentle, orderly manner. Seasonal festivals might involve music, songs, or quiet dances, but always at a pace that was deliberate and soothing. Families and neighbors would participate softly, exchanging gifts of simple foods or crafted objects, acknowledging each other with quiet words and respectful gestures. The aim was never spectacle or excitement, but maintaining a sense of community, connection, and peace. For a listener imagining these scenes, the effect is almost like a lullaby, drawing attention to small details while encouraging the mind to slow. Children were often included in these rituals, learning early the gentle rhythm of devotion and respect. They might place a small offering beside the household altar, watch an elder perform a soft prayer, or listen attentively as quiet stories of the gods and ancestors were told. Their actions were slow and careful, their curiosity satisfied in a calm, measured way. Even playtime was often intertwined with lessons of respect, reflection, and harmony with the natural world. In quiet neighborhoods, the soft sounds of evening prayers, gentle footsteps, and muted conversation create a serene symphony. Imagine standing at the edge of a courtyard, listening to neighbors as they move with purpose but without urgency, each action slow, deliberate, and respectful. Perhaps you hear the faint rustle of robes, the soft tapping of sandals on stone, or the whisper of a prayer carried on the warm evening breeze. All of these sounds combine to create an immersive, calming experience that encourages the listener to relax deeply. Take another slow breath in and let it out. Imagine yourself moving softly among these families, participating quietly in their calm routines, observing without hurry, absorbing the gentle patterns of devotion and social harmony. Each small action, every ritual contributes to a comforting structure, a predictable and peaceful rhythm that allows both the ancient residents and you, the listener, to feel grounded and serene. Education, skills, and knowledge. As night gently settles over the quiet streets and softly lit homes, the rhythms of daily life in ancient Rome gradually shift from chores and meals to the subtle passing of knowledge from one generation to the next. Education was not rushed or formal for every child. It was woven gently into the flow of everyday life, taught through observation, repetition, and quiet instruction. Take a slow breath in and let your mind drift into the calm atmosphere of learning long ago. In a modest Roman household, children often began their day with small lessons imparted by parents or older siblings. These early instructions were simple but deliberate, learning to weave, to prepare food, to tend animals, or to manage household tools. Imagine a mother kneading dough while softly guiding her daughter's hands, showing how to measure grains or mix ingredients just so. Every movement is slow, every gesture repeated, teaching skills with patience and care. The sounds are soft, the gentle rustle of cloth, the faint clink of bowls, the quiet instructions offered in low, steady tones. Beyond household chores, storytelling played a crucial role in education. Children gathered around elders in the evenings, listening intently as quiet tales of ancestors, gods, and local heroes unfolded. These stories were never dramatic or loud. Instead, they were calm, repetitive, and soothing, emphasizing morals, practical knowledge, and cultural continuity. Imagine the gentle cadence of an elder's voice, the soft pauses for thought, the rhythmic repetition that helped the young minds absorb lessons slowly and comfortably. These narratives were like lullabies, familiar, predictable, and deeply comforting. For those fortunate enough to have access to more formal instruction, learning often took place in small, quiet rooms or courtyards. Tutors or mentors would guide children in reading and writing, reciting letters and copying texts. The tools were simple: wax tablets, styluses, and scrolls. Imagine the soft scratching of styluses on wax, the gentle turning of scrolls, and the calm, measured tone of a tutor guiding a young student. Every motion is deliberate, every repetition reinforcing memory and understanding. The quiet rhythm of study becomes part of the larger, calm soundscape of daily life. Practical knowledge was equally valued. Children learned trades, crafts, and skills by observation and practice. A young boy might shadow a potter, watching the steady turning of the wheel and the patient shaping of clay. The motions are slow, repetitive, and mesmerizing, offering both instruction and gentle mental focus. A girl might learn to spin wool, her hands moving rhythmically over fibers, producing threads with soft, repetitive motions. These skills were taught with care and patience, emphasizing precision, calm attention, and quiet pride in one's work. Education also extended to moral guidance and social behavior. Elders modeled patience, respect, and cooperation. Children observed these interactions closely, learning how to navigate relationships within the family and the broader community. Every greeting, every small gesture, every soft-spoken word was part of the curriculum. Imagine the gentle bow of a head, the soft touch of a hand guiding a younger sibling, the quiet acknowledgement of a neighbor passing by. Small actions, all teaching the rhythm of respect and harmony. As the evening deepens, some children practice reading aloud, softly repeating letters or phrases from small scrolls. The sound of these quiet recitations blends with the distant hum of family life, a pot simmering gently, footsteps across the stone floor, or a soft song sung to calm the youngest children. The pace is deliberate and measured, allowing minds to absorb information without rush or tension.
For a listener imagining this scene, the soft repetition and steady rhythm are calming, encouraging both focus and relaxation. Outside the home, knowledge was shared through community gatherings. Markets, workshops, and temples often served as spaces where practical information, skills, and stories were quietly exchanged. Craftsmen might demonstrate techniques to a small group, their motions slow, repetitive, and hypnotically soothing. Farmers might discuss planting cycles or irrigation methods in calm, measured tones. Even the smallest interaction becomes a soft, rhythmic thread in the tapestry of learning and cultural continuity. Take another slow, deep breath and imagine yourself walking softly through these neighborhoods. You see children listening attentively, adults demonstrating crafts, and elders softly recounting stories of the past. Everything is gentle, repetitive, and immersive. Your mind slows as you absorb the calm, measured flow of knowledge, the quiet structure of daily life, and the steady rhythm of education that shaped each generation. Every small lesson, every soft story, every deliberate motion contributes to a sense of peace and stability.
As the day continues to slow, and evening fully settles over the quiet streets and softly glowing homes of Rome, the people often turn their attention to gentle forms of leisure, arts, and quiet entertainment. Life was not filled with loud spectacles for every citizen. Instead, relaxation, creativity, and calm observation formed an essential rhythm in daily existence. Take a slow, deep breath and imagine the soft warmth of oil lamps and the gentle hum of the city as we explore this soothing world of leisure. In many households, evenings were a time for the arts, though in understated ways. Some families practiced simple music. Flutes, lyres, or small percussion instruments were played softly, producing melodic, repetitive tunes. Imagine a parent plucking a lyre slowly, each note lingering in the warm, quiet room. Children might accompany with gentle clapping or softly humming along. The rhythm is calm and deliberate, almost hypnotic, providing a serene backdrop to the day's end. These small performances were less about skill or audience and more about sharing calm, repetitive, soothing patterns. Visual arts also played a quiet role. In some homes, walls were adorned with modest frescoes or painted pottery. Families might spend time painting small designs or adding delicate touches to clay vessels. Picture a soft brush moving slowly over a surface, colors blending gently under careful hands. Even the simple act of shaping clay or arranging colors became meditative, a repetitive, immersive process that encouraged focus, calm, and satisfaction. The gentle sounds of brush against clay or soft scraping of a tool on pottery are part of the rhythmic ambiance, subtle yet comforting. Storytelling remained a central form of entertainment. Unlike the structured educational stories we discussed earlier, these were often lighter, designed to amuse or gently provoke imagination without excitement. Children might sit in small circles as a parent or elder recounted tales of local heroes, small myths, or everyday adventures. The voice is calm, warm, and deliberate, each word spaced in a way that soothes the listener, encouraging gentle curiosity while maintaining relaxation. The repetition of certain phrases or refrains creates a comforting predictability, much like a soft spoken lullaby. Leisure also included quiet games and physical activities. Children played simple, repetitive games in courtyards or along narrow streets, often using small wooden toys, stones, or hoops. Their laughter, soft and melodic, blends seamlessly into the background sounds of the evening, footsteps, rustling fabric, and distant voices.
Adults might join in small recreational activities, walking slowly through the streets, observing neighbors, or quietly practicing a craft. Each movement is deliberate and unhurried.
Public performances and communal gatherings occurred occasionally, but they were gentle and orderly. Small musical recitals, poetic readings, or recitations of local legends took place in shaded courtyards or open squares. Imagine a small group of neighbors gathered quietly, listening attentively, each movement measured and respectful. Even the sounds of applause were soft, restrained, and synchronized with the overall atmosphere of calm. The focus was on immersion, appreciation, and subtle enjoyment rather than excitement or spectacle. Even simple walks through the city provided quiet entertainment. Residents often wandered slowly along the streets or by the Tiber River, observing nature, chatting softly with friends, or simply enjoying the steady rhythm of life. The gentle flow of water, the warm glow of evening light, and the muted sounds of distant activity combined to create a meditative experience, helping the mind to relax, absorb the calm, and prepare for rest. Every sensory detail, soft light, distant voices, gentle movements work together to create a sense of immersion and tranquility. Take a slow, deep breath and let yourself wander softly through these quiet evenings, observing the gentle arts, the calm activities, and the rhythmic, measured lives of the people around you. The soft pluck of strings, the slow brush of paint, the muted footsteps of children and neighbors all form a subtle, immersive soundscape that guides your mind into tranquility. You are part of this peaceful, historical world now, moving gently alongside its inhabitants. Evening meals, social gatherings, and night rituals. As the sun dips below the distant hills and the warm golden light of evening fades into soft shadows, the city of ancient Rome settles into a gentle rhythm. The streets quiet, courtyards grow calm, and the city's inhabitants prepare for the comforting rituals of evening. Take a slow, deep breath and let yourself sink further into this peaceful world, letting the soft sounds of life carry you toward relaxation as we explore the evening meals, social gatherings, and night rituals of the Romans. Evening meals were often the central anchor of daily life, a time when families paused, gathered together, and shared nourishment in both body and spirit. Imagine a modest Roman home, a family sitting on low benches or mats around a small, simple table. The meal is humble but thoughtfully prepared: fresh bread, olives, cheese, stewed vegetables, and sometimes small portions of fish or meat. Each dish is arranged carefully, almost ceremoniously, creating a sense of balance and harmony. The soft clatter of pottery, the gentle scrape of knives cutting bread, and the quiet murmur of conversation form a soothing auditory backdrop, perfectly suited for a sleepy, immersive listener. Families often use this time to share stories of the day. Children recounted small adventures, adults spoke of tasks completed or lessons learned, and elders reminded the household of family traditions and values. The tone of these conversations was deliberate, calm, and measured, never rushed, never loud. Each word, each pause, and each soft laugh contributed to the slow rhythm of the evening. It was not merely nourishment for the body, but for the mind and spirit, reinforcing a sense of belonging, comfort, and security. Neighbors occasionally joined one another for small, informal gatherings. These gentle, quiet affairs. Imagine a few households sitting together in a shared courtyard, exchanging soft greetings, passing a basket of food, or commenting on the day's small events. The voices are low, respectful, and rhythmic, blending naturally with the ambient sounds of the city. The occasional dog lying in a corner, a distant flute played softly, or the faint rustle of a night breeze through trees. These interactions, though brief, strengthen community bonds and provide a gentle sense of companionship, all while maintaining a calm, sleep-friendly environment. Evening activities extended beyond meals and conversations. Some residents practiced small crafts or hobbies learned earlier in the day. A young girl might finish weaving a simple basket, a boy might carve a small wooden toy, and an adult might continue shaping clay pots. These motions are repetitive, measured, and soothing. The soft sounds, the scrape of a tool, the gentle brush of fibers, the turning of the potter's wheel create a natural meditative rhythm that invites listeners to relax deeply, absorbing the calm structure of daily life. For households with small shrines, evening rituals were an integral part of winding down. Families might offer a small portion of food to their household gods, light a tiny oil lamp, or whisper soft prayers for protection, health, and prosperity. Picture the gentle flicker of candlelight, the subtle aroma of incense curling into the warm air, and the slow, deliberate motions of devotion. These small acts, repeated nightly, provide continuity, comfort, and a subtle lullaby for the mind and body. Children were gently guided toward rest during these evening hours. Some practiced quiet reading or recitation from scrolls, soft musical exercises, or simple counting games taught with patience and care. The rhythm of these activities is calm and predictable, reinforcing focus and relaxation. Even playtime during the evening followed gentle, measured patterns. Wooden toys were rolled quietly across mats, soft songs were hummed, and small competitions were designed to amuse without excitement, maintaining the tranquil tempo of the household. In neighborhoods, a soft hum of communal life persisted. Residents returned from the fields or markets, walked slowly along streets, or paused in courtyards to exchange a few words. The city itself seemed to breathe in unison with its people. The distant sound of flowing water, the occasional creak of wooden shutters, and the faint rustle of leaves in a cool evening breeze. Each sound contributes to a calm, immersive environment, perfect for a listener settling into the world of ancient Rome while preparing for sleep. Some evenings included gentle entertainment. Families or small groups might listen to soft music, quiet storytelling, or melodic recitations of poetry and history. The performances were deliberate, slow, and immersive, emphasizing rhythm and repetition over excitement. Imagine the soft plucking of a lyre, a slow, measured song, or a rhythmic whispered story that draws listeners into a tranquil flow. These moments were not about grandeur, but about comfort, continuity, and the gentle weaving of mind and memory into the evening's quiet tapestry. Night rituals often included preparing for sleep in a slow, meditative manner. Lamps were extinguished one by one, doors and shutters secured with deliberate care, and the soft rustle of bedding prepared for the night. Individuals might wash hands and face, wrap themselves in soft tunics or blankets, and reflect briefly on the day.
These motions were repetitive, soothing, and calm, an intentional winding down that allowed both body and mind to gradually slow down. Take a slow, deep breath and imagine yourself moving softly through these tranquil streets and courtyards. Listen to the gentle, consistent sounds of life slowing into night. Smell the soft aroma of evening meals, feel the warmth of lamps, hear the low murmurs of neighbors, and see the flickering lights across modest homes. Each detail forms a gentle, immersive environment that encourages calm, relaxation, and a natural descent toward restfulness. By fully embracing these simple evening routines, the people of Rome maintained a balance between work, community, and personal well-being. Every motion, every small ritual, every soft interaction reinforced a sense of order, calm, and continuity, a pattern that allowed the mind to rest while remaining engaged in the rhythms of life. For a listener, imagining this world provides not only historical insight, but also a natural, soothing progression toward deep relaxation and sleep.
As night deepens and the soft glow of lamps and fires fades into shadows, the city of Rome settles into a profound quiet. The bustling sounds of the day are replaced by the gentle rhythm of rest. Homes become havens of calm, and individuals begin their personal routines, preparing both mind and body for the restorative embrace of sleep. Take a slow, deep breath and allow yourself to drift gently into this tranquil world. Inside the household, simple actions mark the transition from wakefulness to rest. Beds are carefully arranged with soft linen or blankets, and pillows are plumped for comfort. Each movement is slow and deliberate, creating a calming cadence. Children are guided gently to their beds, tucked in with care, and reassured with quiet words or a soft story. The repetition of these nightly rituals creates a sense of predictability and safety, enveloping everyone in warmth and comfort. Personal hygiene was often part of the evening preparation. Hands and faces were washed with cool or warm water. Combs were used to smooth hair, and clothing was adjusted for comfort during sleep. These actions, though simple, were deliberate and soothing, allowing the body to slow its movements and the mind to settle. The soft sound of water, the gentle rustle of cloth, and the careful handling of personal items form a quiet symphony that guides the senses toward relaxation. As the household dims the lights and extinguishes lamps, the room is bathed in a gentle twilight. Shadows stretch softly across walls, creating a cocoon of calm. Many Romans took a few moments for reflection, considering the events of the day, the small accomplishments and challenges, and the quiet moments of connection with family and neighbors. This reflective practice, though simple, encouraged a peaceful mind, releasing the tension and busyness of the day. For children, bedtime stories continued to play a vital role. Parents or elders recounted gentle tales, either of historical events, myths, or moral lessons, always in a slow, soothing tone. Repetition and calm pacing were key, allowing young minds to absorb the story while gradually drifting towards sleep. The combination of narrative, soft voices, and the rhythmic sound of movement in the room created an environment perfectly suited for relaxation. Even in the quiet streets outside, life moved at a measured pace. Occasional distant footsteps, the soft hoot of an owl, or the whisper of a night breeze through trees added subtle layers to the ambient sounds of evening. These natural, gentle noises reinforced the sense of calm, connecting the listener to a world that moves slowly and harmoniously, even as the city prepares for night. Families and neighbors observed small nightly rituals of devotion, placing tiny offerings at household shrines, whispering soft prayers, or lighting a single candle to honor the gods. These acts, repeated consistently, provided comfort, continuity, and a gentle structure to the night. The soft flicker of candlelight, the muted clink of small offerings, and the rhythmic motions of devotion all contributed to an atmosphere of profound calm. Take a deep, slow breath and let yourself sink further into this quiet, immersive world. Imagine the soft textures of linen, the warmth of blankets, the gentle voice of a parent telling a story, and the serene patterns of shadows across the walls. Allow your mind to follow the steady rhythm of nightly routines, absorbing the comfort and structure of life long ago. Each repeated motion, each soft sound, and each quiet reflection is like a gentle hand guiding you toward rest.
Families lie quietly in their beds, the soft rustle of linens the only sound. Children, now calm and still, listen to the faint whispers of parents or elders telling the last few words of a bedtime story. Each syllable is carefully paced, slow and deliberate, designed to comfort and relax. The repetition of familiar phrases, the gentle cadence of voices, and the warmth of human presence create a cocoon of calm, perfectly suited for drifting into sleep. Even the ambient sounds of the night are soothing. Outside, a soft breeze brushes against the leaves of nearby trees. A distant dog lies quietly in a courtyard, breathing slowly. Perhaps the faint murmur of water from a nearby fountain reaches the ears of those in bed. Each sound is gentle, rhythmic, and consistent, blending seamlessly into the background, guiding the mind toward a state of restful calm. Nighttime rituals continue in the quietest moments. Some may whisper a prayer or express gratitude for the day, offering small reflections or intentions for tomorrow. The motions are slow and deliberate, the soft clasp of hands, the gentle bow of the head, the quiet flicker of a candle extinguished. These rituals, repeated daily, reinforce a sense of peace and continuity, helping the mind release tension and settle fully into stillness. Imagine the slow descent of consciousness, mirroring the soft dimming of light and fading of sound. Limbs sink into the bedding, muscles release tension, and the mind drifts along with the gentle patterns of the household. Thoughts of daily tasks, meals, and interactions gradually soften, like distant echoes fading into the night. Every small sensation, the warmth of blankets, the subtle sounds of movement, the soft voice of a loved one, becomes part of the immersive lullaby guiding you toward sleep. The calm repetition of life long ago continues to envelop the household. Steps across the room are slow and measured. The turning of pages, the brushing of hair, the soft settling of bodies into beds all occur in deliberate, unhurried motion. For the listener, these details enhance relaxation, helping the imagination wander gently into a tranquil, historical environment. The mind absorbs the rhythm, allowing itself to slow in harmony with the world around it. Take another slow breath in and let it out softly. Feel the weight of your body supported by the bed, the gentle security of the environment, and the serene, predictable cadence of life as night deepens. You are enveloped in calm, the soothing patterns of movement, the soft interplay of sound and shadow, and the steady, measured pulse of a household winding down for the night. As sleep draws nearer, allow yourself to imagine the final whispers of the household fading. Every breath, every heartbeat, every soft rustle of linen guides you closer to the quiet, immersive experience of rest. Let go of awareness of time and space, letting the gentle rhythm of this historical world guide your mind and body into deep relaxation. Tonight, as in every night of ancient Rome, sleep is not hurried, but a natural, serene descent into peace, enveloped in the gentle cadence of life. Take one last slow, deep breath, and let the quiet, steady rhythm of the night carry you fully into sleep, resting peacefully until the morning light awakens the city once more.
As the first pale light of dawn stretches across the rooftops of Rome, the city begins its gentle transformation from the stillness of night to the quiet stirrings of a new day. Take a slow, deep breath and allow yourself to imagine this serene awakening, where every movement is measured, every sound soft, and the rhythm of life begins once more. Inside homes, the earliest risers begin their day with slow, deliberate motions. A hand reaches to adjust a blanket, a foot touches the cool stone floor, and eyes open to the soft, muted glow filtering through small windows. There is no rush, no sudden noise, just the gradual emergence of consciousness mirrored by the gentle sounds of the household awakening. The subtle creak of shutters, the rustle of linen, and the soft murmur of early conversation form a calm, immersive symphony for the mind to follow. Children awaken slowly, stretching limbs beneath soft blankets, their small movements deliberate and unhurried. Parents guide them gently through simple morning routines, washing faces and hands with cool water, combing hair, and dressing in light, comfortable clothing for the day ahead. The soft splash of water, the gentle brushing of hair, and the quiet footsteps across stone floors create a rhythm that soothes both body and mind. Breakfast is modest, often consisting of bread, olives, fruit, or cheese, prepared quietly by family members. The scent of fresh food mingles with the faint morning air, carrying subtle hints of herbs or roasted grain. Meals are eaten slowly, deliberately, with a gentle focus on nourishing both body and spirit. Conversations are calm, repetitive, and comforting, sharing plans for the day or recounting small observations from the night. This gentle shared experience allows minds to transition smoothly from sleep to wakefulness. Outside, the city begins to awaken gradually. A soft breeze stirs the leaves, the faint coo of doves or the low murmur of other households reaches the ears of those observing quietly from windows. Merchants prepare small stalls, and craftsmen check their tools, all moving deliberately without hurry. The soft, measured sounds of the city's early morning, the scraping of wooden carts, the distant clatter of water from fountains, and the rhythmic footsteps along stone streets form an immersive, calming background, perfect for reflection and gentle visualization. Some residents take quiet moments to practice personal morning rituals, a few steps of stretching, a whispered prayer at a household shrine, or the deliberate lighting of a small lamp for early chores, all performed in a slow, measured manner. These actions provide continuity, reassurance, and calm focus for the day ahead. For a listener, imagining each motion with care and attention creates a soothing, meditative effect, guiding thoughts into tranquility. Children often engage in gentle morning lessons, learning simple tasks, practicing letters on wax tablets, or quietly observing the preparation of food or tools. Every gesture is slow, repeated, and rhythmic, reinforcing attention and calm awareness. Even the smallest sounds, the scratch of a stylus, the soft hum of a song, or the gentle whisper of an elder, adds to the immersive atmosphere, helping both imagination and relaxation to deepen. Take another slow, deep breath and imagine walking softly through these quiet streets of early Rome. The warmth of morning light, the subtle sounds of life beginning anew, and the gentle interactions of neighbors all create a sense of calm harmony. The rhythm of the city, repeated daily, invites your mind to match its steady, measured pace, preparing you for another day, yet keeping your body relaxed and your mind at ease. As the household fully awakens, the city slowly transforms into a space of gentle activity, each motion and sound deliberate and soothing. The soft clink of pottery, the careful handling of tools, and the rhythmic pacing of feet along streets reinforce the peaceful cadence of early morning. For the listener, this tranquil awakening becomes almost meditative, a gentle passage from night's rest into the calm energy of a new day. As the morning light settles fully over the city, daily work in ancient Rome begins in a calm, steady rhythm. There is no sudden rush, no sharp division between rest and labor. Instead, the day unfolds gently, guided by habit, routine, and the quiet cooperation of the community. Take a slow breath in and allow your thoughts to drift softly as we observe the steady flow of work and market life. In small workshops, artisans begin their tasks with deliberate movements. A potter centers a lump of clay on the wheel, turning it slowly, shaping it with practiced hands. Each rotation is smooth and predictable, creating a soft, repetitive motion that feels almost meditative. Nearby, a carpenter adjusts his tools, tapping gently, sanding wood with long, careful strokes. The sounds are muted and rhythmic, blending naturally into the calm hum of the neighborhood. Farmers move toward nearby fields just beyond the city walls. They walk unhurriedly, carrying simple tools, greeting one another with quiet nods. In the fields, soil is turned slowly, seeds placed carefully, and plants tended with patience. The earth responds with subtle sounds, soft crumbling soil, the whisper of leaves in the breeze, creating a peaceful connection between people and land. Every motion is deliberate, reinforcing the sense that work itself is part of the natural rhythm of life. Markets begin to form gradually rather than all at once. Vendors arrive early, arranging baskets of fruit, vegetables, grains, and handmade goods. Each item is placed with care, not to impress, but to serve. Imagine the muted colors of figs, olives, and bread laid out neatly, the soft rustle of baskets being adjusted, and the quiet exchanges between neighbors. Voices remain low, friendly, and unhurried, creating an atmosphere that feels safe, familiar, and calm. Shoppers stroll through the market at an easy pace. There is no urgency, no loud bargaining. Instead, buyers examine goods thoughtfully, asking simple questions, exchanging a few gentle words with sellers.
Coins change hands softly, and goods are wrapped carefully in cloth or baskets. The rhythm of commerce is steady and predictable, almost soothing in its repetition. For the listener, these small, consistent actions help slow the mind and encourage relaxation. Children often accompany adults, observing and learning quietly. They watch how goods are chosen, how conversations are handled politely, and how patience guides each interaction. Sometimes they help carry small items or sit nearby, listening to the soft sounds of the market. These moments become subtle lessons in community, cooperation, and calm attention. Throughout the city, labor continues in harmony. Bakers tend ovens, monitoring bread as it rises and browns slowly. Weavers guide thread across looms with rhythmic precision. Water carriers move carefully through streets, balancing jars, their footsteps measured and steady. Each task contributes to the overall calm structure of the day, reinforcing a sense of order and continuity. Take another slow, deep breath and imagine standing quietly at the edge of the market. The gentle murmur of voices, the repetitive motions of work, and the steady pace of movement create a peaceful scene. Nothing demands attention, nothing disrupts the flow. Life moves forward in a calm, dependable rhythm, allowing both workers and observers to feel grounded and at ease. As midday approaches, activity gradually softens. Some workers pause to rest, others share a small meal, and the market slowly quiets. The energy of the city remains gentle, balanced between productivity and rest. For the listener, this steady rhythm offers a comforting reminder that even work, when approached with patience and routine, can feel soothing and harmonious.
As our journey through this quiet world gently comes to a close, everything begins to slow even further. The city we have explored, its mornings, markets, seasons, and inner lives, now rests in stillness. Take one last slow, deep breath in, and allow your body to settle comfortably, supported and at ease. The sounds of ancient Rome fade into the background. Footsteps grow distant. Voices soften into silence. Lamps dim, and shadows stretch gently across familiar walls. What remains is not activity, but calm presence, a feeling of safety, continuity, and rest that exists beyond time. You may notice your thoughts drifting now, no longer forming clear images. That is perfectly natural. The mind, like the city itself, knows when it is time to rest. There is nothing left to remember, nothing left to imagine. The stories of the day have been told, and they no longer ask for attention. They simply remain, quietly, like echoes that comfort rather than disturb. As the night deepens, households settle fully into sleep. Breathing becomes slow and steady. Muscles soften. Even the air feels still, as if the world itself is resting alongside you. This shared stillness creates a gentle connection between past and present, between story and listener, between waking and sleep. If any thoughts arise, allow them to pass without effort. You do not need to follow them. Like distant lanterns along a quiet street, they appear briefly, then fade. Your only task now is to rest. Imagine lying beneath a calm night sky, the warmth of the day still lingering softly. Time no longer matters here. The steady rhythm of life we've explored dissolves into pure quiet, carrying you effortlessly toward deeper sleep. With every breath out, your body grows heavier. With every breath in, your mind grows calmer. This is a place of rest, a place without urgency, a place where history becomes a gentle lullaby rather than a lesson. Allow yourself to remain here as long as you like, drifting slowly, peacefully, naturally. And before you fully drift away, if you found comfort in this quiet journey through history, you are warmly invited to gently like this video, as it helps others discover calm moments like this one. You may also leave a soft comment, sharing where you listened from or which part helped you relax the most. And if you would like more peaceful, slow, and intentionally calming history stories for sleep, you can subscribe to Quiet History Before Sleep and turn on the bell so these gentle stories can return whenever you need rest. There is no rush. You can do this now or later or not at all. The night will welcome you either way. For now, let go completely. Let the silence hold you. Let sleep arrive naturally. Good night, and rest well.